SOE, for revamping and the rapid industrialization for jobs initiative. That's the Trade Minister, Mrs. Elizabeth Ofosei-Jare, speaking over there. And use of 20 pesos coin declines in Accra. I think it's been a while I saw one though. Yes, and 15 truck drivers arrested at Awoshi over alleged overcharging. I think these days they are becoming, because of lack of some truck in our lorry stations. But you can find a story on page. Now export up 41%. Ministry targets $10 billion US by 2030. So that is the Minister for Trade over there. She took her turn at the accountability series at the presidency yesterday. So that's a big one. And statements on global issues, not foreign policy shift. Okujeto Ablakwa speaking over there. That's the foreign minister. And nearly 1 million people exit poverty. You can find a story on page 14 on the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning. The Chronicle is also saying GPRTU throws a fit, arrest 15 drivers for charging multiple fares. Yeah. And Baumia leads St. Pues opinion poll. So 31st January is actually right at the corner. We are waiting for the primaries. And Boso Mancrado has not been disturbed family. So you can find a story too on page 12 of the Chronicle newspaper today. And the Daily Guide newspaper says, Oforiatta US case, judge demands extradition papers. So the story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. And Nino US arrest divorce threat triggered brutal stabbing. That's the uncle saying that as well. And court denies Abu Trika bail. So the story is on page 6. So this and some other news stories, when you purchase Daily Guide, you will get. And the Dispatch newspaper says NPP's flag bearer election, a major step towards 2020 era election, a major step towards 2028 elections. So that's the 5 candidates are going to experience the primaries on 31st January. So this and some other news stories, when you purchase the various newspapers, you will find in there. Jay Gabra is already seated with our guests to get the various stories, the details of the various stories this morning. Don't go away. Stay with us on the headlines with Jay Gabra.
Thank Valencia for bringing us the big issues in the headlines when it comes to papers, and to be delving right into them. But I want to let you know we're interactive on our social media channels, GTV Ghana, Facebook, X, YouTube as well. And we're also interactive on our WhatsApp channel, 055-556-1034. So if you want to send your thoughts to us, you can WhatsApp us on that number as well. Please don't call, just WhatsApp the number. So we're delving right into the big issues as well. And to help me with the conversation, I've been joined by the Member of Parliament for Yendi, who is in the person of Fatah Abdul Al-Hassan. Oh, okay, so we should change the arrangement. Thank you so much. Yes, and we're also expecting on the table Ernest Adade, who is a member of the communications team for the MPP, and Bernard Mona, who is the leader of the PNC, and also the convener for Arise Ghana, the pressure group. So lots of trending issues. Top of the fact, just before we go into that, Parliament is set to resume next month. So I just want to know how the people of END are doing this morning.
Well, yeah, we're doing fine. Thank you so much. Yes, we've been on break for almost 2 to 3 weeks now. We're going back on the 3rd of February.
Yeah.
And as MPs, our work does not end when we are on break. We continue because we work whilst on break. But I remember in the last session we had, I think the speaker was of the view that MP should be we should look at more like leave, proper leave for MPs because it appears like when you are not in parliament, you are supposed to be in the constituency or attending to other equally important things. For instance, there are issues that sometimes even in Accra here, you are not able to rest. You are flowing upon a lot of issues. Your constituency has a lot of issues, and you have to be moving from one agency to the other. Yesterday, for instance, Tuesday I was at the energy ministry. Almost every day I'm at one ministry, one agency or the other, because you have to be chasing road issues at almost every time.
There's always something. There's something.
So we don't even know whether we have something we call break or recess. Because I understand they have proper leave because it's only Parliament is on recess. That is all we know. But if you are on recess, it doesn't mean you, the MP, you are on break because your people, you are supposed to be in the constituency. Or even if you are not in the constituency, or you are in a crowd anyway, you are supposed to be following up on other projects. But can we designate some time that we can see MPs too should be on leave at least? Because it's a legal requirement.
Maybe you're in the right place, to effect it.
Yeah. So I think it's something that we as MPs in Parliament should push for. The issue of and no wonder that almost all the time you have people who leave Parliament. They have serious health issues. Serious health issues. Because there's just no time for anything. At all times you are flowing up on it. And see, the unfortunate thing we have is that sometimes you may want to even send your PAs or your assistants to go
like
around
a representative,
to go and follow up on some of these things. But it doesn't it's like you have to be there. People
have
to see you.
You
just have to be following up on the things by yourself. And so it puts a lot of strain and a lot of pressure on you. And so there's really that need to consider the call by the speaker for MPs to actually be given a resting period, a period of rest. Let me say that they can have like a month's leave within the year, so that they can be somewhere, not in the constituency, and not they should just be rested. And the constituency must know that at this point the MP is on break.
But with the constituency understand?
That's $1 million question.
So it's like top of our trends this morning. We're still following the finance minister's issue, the fact that he was going for a bond hearing, and then just before it could be decided, we had the Ghanaian authorities saying they had filed for extradition. So it brought the whole process to a stall, and now the case has been adjourned to February. And so the judge wants those documents to come in before he can file on that. And then the Attorney General and Minister of Justice is also hopeful. He said it's extremely hopeful that the extradition request for the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, will be granted for Ofori-Atta to return to Ghana. According to him, he has been in touch with the Office of the United States Department of Justice Office, and they are actively working on the extradition request. He disclosed that he has received confidential briefings about the hearing of Ofori-Atta's immigration status in U.S. So he's extremely hopeful. What's your take on this?
Well, to start with, I think we should have got it here in the first place. Ken has brought this upon himself. You see, initially when the invitation was extended to him to come and answer some charges by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the impression we got was that he was not feeling fine. And so he asked for an extension of time. I remember the Special Prosecutor even gave that extension and expected him to return within that period that he gave. It was due, there was no shoe. And then he kept asking for extension of time. And I think there was a point that the Special Prosecutor was even asking for proof of his medical, the treatment he was going through, or the facility he was visiting, all those things. And that was never furnished to the Special Prosecutor. And it became an issue, and then blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, put on the
Interpol's red
notice list, and then now eventually the file or the document was sent to the Office of the Attorney General for this extradition request to be sent. To me, you see, he's making matters worse for himself, and he's not helping matters. You see, even the party itself, you are denting the image of the party. When you are called to answer charges, it is not the same as come and be convicted or come and be sentenced. Nobody has passed any conviction on you for you to be talking about sentencing. Nobody, we have not. Your case is even, it's not like Tamakulu,
Sentinel
Sentinel
Tarakul
Tamakulu.
was
Because once she arrives in Ghana, she's going straight
she's been
to jail.
sentenced. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yours is, you are not even coming to answer charges. And now you see, I'm a legal practitioner. When you even come eventually, and your matter is put before court, any judge, and this issue that is happening, these issues that are happening, they are everywhere. Everybody, even the judges hear about all that is happening. Now, any judge sitting on your case, because the first thing that your lawyers will do when you are put before court will be to ask for bail. That is first. They won't even be interested. It's not that will not be the time for them to talk about the veracity of the charges against you. No, it's just for your bail, for you to get interim reprieve.
So I don't spend time in the prison and all.
Now, any judge, and if you look at Section 96 of Act 30, the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act, 1960 Act 30, it gives a lot of discretion to the judges. In fact, they will tell you that bail is a matter of discretion. It's a discretionary power that has been given to the judge. And so the judge will look at a lot of factors. It has outlined some factors. Now, one of the factors is whether you are ready and willing to appear before the court. Are you not a flight risk? Now, with all that is happening, you are painting the picture that you are a flight risk. Why? Because you have been given invitation to come. You have refused that invitation. Another, you even asked for an extension time, it was given to you. Then the time came, you never showed up. So you give word upon word to the office of the. Remember, when you are put before court, the Attorney General will come, and then your lawyers will be there to now mount a prayer for bail. The Attorney General will have to oppose this bill, and they will oppose the bill based on what has happened. Now, if they are going to bring out all this history, how you have consistently broken your promises with the OSP, and how it had to take the ICE people in US to get you out for us even to know, for you to even start trial there. So it means that even in US, assuming even the immigration issues are sorted out, and then you are found guilty by the immigration
court,
judge.
yeah.
You understand? That even muddies your water. Now, once you are brought back to Ghana, any judge sitting will look at you based on what has happened in the US. Will look at that and say that no, you don't deserve to have any liberty at any point in time. So that prayer by the liberty that is given to you by Article 40 of our Constitution, even before we go to the trial, may be denied you. And so you are making your matters worse. The best would have been was for you to have come back to Ghana. Look, as we speak, a lot of the
because there's that fear of that persecution that once he comes, he's just going to be in prison, no fair trial, that kind of thing.
He has made it. He has brought us to this point. Today, if he comes, that is likely to be the issue, because today no judge will easily give you bail.
Like you're saying, that's what the lawyers will argue, that like consistently he's made.
We'll look at it and say that no, you are a flight risk. What is the guarantee that if you give you bail today, tomorrow you run out of the jurisdiction? You understand? And so to me, whoever is advising him is not giving him the best of advices. And you see, maybe they have so much trust that, or so much confidence that at the end of the day they will not be extradited.
Okay.
You understand? And so if they feel, and that these immigration issues will also go in their favor, for which reason they were arrested. But I think even in US they're asking for bail. The bond issue came up yesterday, and that particular bit of it was adjourned to 19 February.
Yes.
It's not the 20.
Because they wanted evidence of the extradition.
The extradition request that has been brought, because that was not formally before the judge.
Yeah.
And so the judge has given it up to the 19th of February to bring that. But even look, today, to 19th of February, that itself is still a longer period of time for you to be kept in custody.
Yeah. So
and even after that, we don't even know whether now once he just needs evidence. The judge just needs evidence. Once the evidence is there, you understand, because the court has been said. Once they show that evidence, that to 27th of April, and then the matter keeps adjourning. And once this extradition request is still there, as long as it's there, even if you are not brought here, you'll still be kept there You will not be released on bail. And so, in any case, your freedom is being curtailed.
Yes. So we've been joined at the table by Ernest Adede, who is a member of the communications team for the MPP. And just before we joined us, we were speaking about the fact that Attorney General is hopeful that Ken Ofori-Atta will return to Ghana. And Honorable Hassan was given his take on that very issue. You're welcome to the table. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you so much.
Yes.
And greetings to you, my fellow panelists, and everybody watching us all over the world.
Yeah. Thank you
GTV
for
is big and you go fast, so.
Yeah. Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
I'm sure you also have some pointers you want to put across concerning
Yes.
this very issue.
With this kind of Ofori-Atta issue, I agree with him on one matter.
Okay,
That
which is?
if I were advising Ken Ofori-Atta, I would advise him to come.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
if I were I had the opportunity to advise him, I will advise him to come
Okay. Why
and
is
face
that?
whoever has anything.
There's been firing.
And those questions that he's been called to come and answer. We've had worse situations in this country where people stood and fought it. Some of the cases were in court for 8 years and more. And at the end of the day, but
So there have been precedents of other cases as well. So
yeah,
in your case, you
I don't
advise-
believe that his case is worse than any other case that we have seen before. The only challenge is that the posture of the NDC towards him from the beginning might have put some fear, for want of a better word, some fear,
Some
into
reluctance
him
on his
that,
part to come back.
The things we hear about him, that he's not feeling so well, he might have certain challenges that if you put him under certain levels of stress, he might not be able to live through it and all that. Those are the challenges I have. Otherwise, I don't believe he has a case that's worse than any case that we have seen in this country, and for that matter, anybody should think he's running away. Up until now, I've never been convinced that Ken Ofori-Atta is running away from anything. Okay. Unless maybe, and now that I started thinking twice about it only when I heard that ICE had gone to pick him up and he's been put in detention. This is not some ordinary person.
Yes.
This somebody who is a business leader in this country. He's
even
achieved
a former
a lot.
minister of
He
the-
became
of state,
a former minister, not any small minister. The ministers, if you are close to them, you know that there are levels, and this is one of the biggest in the Akufo-Addo government for over 7 years. I don't believe humiliation, quote and unquote, to happen to me. So I would have come to face whoever wants anything from me. Like I said earlier, the only worry may be because he might not be too healthy and might not be able to stand the stress. But even in that case, we have had precedent of such situations where people were sick and they were sent to court and they fought it. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose. Yeah. But I don't believe, unless there's something we don't know, the things we are hearing that are being attributed to him and the charges attributed to him, if in the delivery of his duties, you cannot prove that he willfully did something wrong, and in the delivery of his work as finance minister, something went wrong, you can't hold him to it. He's performing his duties as finance minister. It's not everything. You don't always get 100% of everything. So I believe that one way or the other, he could have had something wrong within the 7.5 to 8 years that he served as minister. He will not get it 100%. And if there is nothing wrong done, nothing untoward, he's not been able to do something that you can say this is so terrible that you want to take any legal action against him, then I will come and face whoever is standing. And look, the NDC, the people in there are not saints. Yes, they are using the wrong methods. They are giving these ridiculous bail conditions that, unfortunately, I believe they themselves will come to live and regret.
NDC doesn't give bail conditions.
You and I know what happens within the space. We sitting in this room, not the two of us only, but we in this room, and everyone who is listening to us may know that some of these things, because up until now, we've never had these.
To help him with this case.
Have you seen any Ghanaian court any Ghanaian court of competent jurisdiction giving these kind of bails, you will realize that these kind of bail conditions are coming from government appointee, quote and unquote, kind of
but which bail conditions are you referring to? The bond that he's
no. I mean, look at the wound to me bail condition. Look at the CCB bail condition. Those kind of bail conditions are not coming directly from courts. You realize
that's your opinion.
No, that's not an opinion. It's a fact. The people's and these are government appointees. If there is anything that if the government of the day feels that some of these bail conditions that certain people are being put through are not the right thing, they will revert to what we all know should be the situation. But if you give somebody how much 800 million Ghana cedis bail, and in some cases you say the people bail is supposed to be somebody standing surety, so that just in case we don't get you, we need you. We have a case with you, and we need you, and we don't get you. Somebody can be held responsible for
landed property
to
or
produce
something.
you.
Yeah.
So when you say the fellow who is supposed to come and bail me, he doesn't have to go through any condition, but I have to go and bring property in my name. Then why the bail? If I have property,
so at the end of all this, you expect
my point is, so something would have occasioned the Kenoforiata staying behind another. I have mentioned the health condition. Maybe for the fear of he not getting
a fair trial.
Yeah. It's also another possibility. Because for me, an ordinary man like me, not at his level even, I don't believe there is anything.
But some people feel perhaps the goalpost is shifting, perhaps because initially he said it was for health grounds, and now it's because his visa has been revoked, he's overstayed, and then now.
I cannot speak specifically to why he is still staying there. Because I just mentioned to you that if I were in his case, I would come back and come and fight.
Yeah.
If I win, I win. I would have done that. For him to stay, for his visa to expire, Kenoforiata could have maybe all through this period could have gotten what kind of visa he would need to stay in the US for a long
before
time.
the revocation.
I believe he's never thought as finance minister earlier on as a business citizenship, and they are there. We have so many Ghanaians who are US citizens. Maybe he as a person has never sat down to think that I will one day want to relocate fully and go and stay in the US forever up until something like this came up. Otherwise, I don't believe Kenoforiata wouldn't have been able to apply if he wants to be a US citizen with the kind of person we know he is. He owns businesses, and all that. The US government would have given him that opportunity by now. I think this is my opinion, though I can be wrong. But if he wanted to be a US citizen or he wants to stay in the US, I believe he would have been able to acquire that status. 7 years of minister and so many years of being in the business community in Ghana here. I don't believe anything could have stopped him from going through the actual processes, the real processes, to be able to acquire a US citizenship. So here I don't believe he has ever had that plan, but something would have created this situation we are in now. And you see, when things like this are happening, we shouldn't jubilate. Just one. We shouldn't be happy over it. It could happen to anybody. And today NDC is in power, and he being one of the leading members of the party over the past few years is in trouble. Power is transient, and soon power will change hands. And what would have happened? What gave me some comfort is when I heard that the government has applied for Sedinam to also be brought back, because I have always questioned why a convicted person is free walking, just like we treated these people who are owing the state, the banking sector cleanup situation, where we have people who have made us lose so many millions, and we have been able to give them a moratorium and they are fine. And somebody is in jail and he's been given an 800 million bail. And those things we are not being fair to ourselves. The tables will turn soon. And when the tables turn, and it is happening, we will both come and sit here and talk about it again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know you want to respond to the bill stuff, and perhaps
Yes,
in about 2
yes,
minutes,
I
if you can
think-
respond to that. And
Yes, I
what
think
else
you
is-
see, Bill, I stated here about the issues of Bill. You see, it just if the former government appointees are getting huge bill terms today, then it just tells you that they were involved in offenses or alleged offenses that are coming with huge sums of money. Because bail conditions are not set in a vacuum. Hugely regulated under Section 96 of Act 30. And a lot of discussion is given to the judge. And look, if I am a judge today, and you bring a case before me, and they bring you J before me, and the alleged offense is saying that you have stolen to the tune of, say, 700 million Ghana cedis, putting all your offenses or your charges together, 700 million Ghana cedis, I will be, in fact, they will even take me to the cleaners. I'll be acting against the principles of the grant of bail to give you a bail term less than 700 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Because what is the whole motivation of bail? It is that when you jump bail, that is when you run away, the state should be able to recover that sum that it is alleged that you have stolen. And so now, if you come to me and the offense that they have brought you before me to answer is saying you have stolen 700 million Ghana cedis, and I'm giving you a 10 million Ghana cedis bail, am I not sure changing the state? That 10 million, what you can do then easily is that you run away because you have 700 million cedis in your pocket. You run away and just give 10 million.
But bail, you see the condition.
I
The
am
bail,
telling
is
you
it-
as a legal practitioner. This is my job.
bail is not supposed to be some form of restitution. Bail, they say, I stand in surety for you. When they need you, I should produce you, right? Assume that he runs away. The bail condition, for me, is to produce him, not to pay for 100,000 Ghana.
No, it's maybe perhaps equal to what
Ernest,
they claim the
Ernest,
alleged
this is my
amount that you
field.
have stolen. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
legal
the point
practitioner. I
I
go to court
so
always on this issue.
in the
So-
legal not proven to have stolen,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
700 million.
Yeah.
So the bail condition is 1 billion because
It has
I
to
may
be
run away.
above that money.
And that bail condition of 1 billion is slapped on me. And I cannot get 1 billion or cannot get somebody to stand surety for 1 billion. If I'm your client and you appeared in court, you will find that one very correct, okay, good, and it could go. Or you will pray the court to come back and do something about it. That's all we are talking about.
I don't
Somebody,
think
Osai I don't know, is he out?
No,
But
I
the
don't get-
Osai case, you slap an 800 million Ghana cedi on him. And the bail condition, the guy is still in jail. He hasn't been
In custody, we say
properly
custody, we don't say
incarcerated yet.
We don't say jail, we say custody.
He's in custody. Okay, sorry. Let me. That's the right.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
in
right,
cu-
yeah.
He hasn't been properly, so to say, incarcerated yet. But he's still there because he cannot meet the bail condition. And what I am saying is, today you are giving 800 million and whatever ridiculous amounts in terms of bail condition.
So what if the former finance minister comes and then his shoots up to like a ridiculous amount? Is that
You
what
are
you mean?
now saying that. That's the point we are making. These are not
I hope this is
proven
not part of
facts.
my time.
These are not facts.
So you've given me time and now.
yeah.
These are not facts. You haven't proven yet that the 800 million or the 1 billion.
But based
you
on the
claim I
allegation,
have
that's what.
stolen. Based on the allegations.
Based on the
why do you
allegations, so it's like you
give
need
me a
that kind
bail
of.
condition as if you have proven that I have actually stolen the money you are accusing me to steal, and for that matter, you are giving me a bail
So
condition
Ernest,
to meet that amount.
Ernest, so you let's allow
cannot be.
honorable.
You are,
Harrison to
I'm sure
explain.
you
Yeah.
are speaking. You see, that is why we have the laws. We have the criminal justice system, and the bail conditions are stipulated. In fact, the judge is given discretion, but the judge is regulated by the acts and even our constitution. You remember Article 296 tells you even if you are given discretionary power, how you should exercise that discretion. Now, when a judge is given bail, one, he looks at the nature of the offense committed. You know that before today, there were times that some offenses were not bailable. You remember?
Yeah.
Murder was not bailable. If you were, if you were even charged with the offense of murder, not that you were proven to have committed murder, just merely charged,
Being charged
with the
with the
offense of murder. There were people who were charged with the offenses of murder, but at the end of the day, they were not found guilty. But even the law was that once you were charged, you were not entitled to bail.
I think this law has been.
No, I am telling you
No,
before.
he's just giving a history. He's
So
giving
the
a
law might have been in error. And people
I think allow this discussion
had
to
it
go.
reversed.
No, he was referring to what was
You are
there
saying
before.
that
Yeah,
the
so
person
he's giving
is-
an example.
Yes, the
Yeah.
person has
Yes.
not even been proven to have stolen the money. And I'm telling you that the time, even if you take your mind back to when murder was not bailable,
Yes, yes.
you were not. It was not said that until you are proven to have actually committed the murder, that was when you were going to be denied bail. Even once you are alleged
So I've committed
to have
murder.
committed murder before you are proven, you are not entitled to bail. For even the case could take 10 years, you will still be in custody. That was the law.
Yeah, but now that has changed.
But that has
Exactly,
changed.
man.
Yeah, so,
So
and
why-
that's what I'm
No,
telling you.
he's just making the point. He
We
just,
thought that there are laws in Ghana
Ernest,
here
Ernest,
that we know they are bad.
Ernest, he only has about a minute to rebut what he
that's
said.
fine.
Then we can move on to the next topic. So please just
Martin Pebu and the Republic
yes.
was what changed the law. Who said that every offense now is bailable. You understand? Now, and I'm telling you that when a judge sits on a case, especially in respect of bail, he looks at the nature of the offense. He looks at the amount involved. He looks at whether the person is a flight risk. So they will bring all the history of the person to play. You understand? So a lot of these factors will come into play. And then he will look at, sometimes they will look at even how the community sees that offense. Look, there are instances that you have your client committing an offense. The soldier who went to the girlfriend and then he was killed.
Yeah, yeah.
I represented the accused person in that case. And look, to protect the lives of even your client, the accused persons.
Okay.
Because sometimes, you don't know who is coming after the guys for what they have
Who is
done.
waiting for him to come on
You understand?
and
The
then
other
just-
side too want to also pay back, especially sometimes when it is communal in nature. This committee say, if we see any of them, so the judge will deliberately keep the person in custody to protect the life of the person. That is a discretion he has to exercise. That is not a law.
Okay.
So the law higher than the alleged offense.
Okay.
Even though it is still an allegation, the judge still has to set the amount higher than the amount in the alleged offense.
So to help us conclude this very specific topic, so like Ernest said, the bail conditions are not set by government.
At all.
At all.
They are not
Okay.
set by anybody, they are set by court and they are regulated.
I said
Heavily
most of
regulated.
these places where we are getting the ridiculous quote and unquote bail conditions.
You believe they are influenced by?
They are all political or quasi-political.
You see,
He just explained.
that is
how-
why you still have the court to go. Look, when this guy, the former NPA boss, or was it the NPA boss, Mustafa Hamid or so, when I think he got some huge bail terms, or one of the recent accused persons, the former government appointees, got huge bail terms from Yoko, and he rushed to court, and the court reviewed the terms downwards.
So they have the
So
avenue
that
to
avenue
contest.
is always
Okay.
The go to court question has always been there.
But you even brought it up, or you brought the go to
We
court.
will
You
always
were just telling
exploit
us.
it. But as for me, I said we are a people building a nation. And my point has always been, if you do the right things, good things will be said.
Okay.
If you do the wrong things, the people will. There's always been the kind of country we are in. There's always been some form of payback. So if whatever we are doing now, let's do it right.
All right. All right. So it's about time we move on to the next subject. It's like it's still within that frame because we're speaking about the fact that Arise Ghana, a pressure group, also joined the hearing process on Tuesday for the former finance minister, took placards and all that, requesting that the finance minister come back. Some say they are helping, the US authorities are not helping in the situation by not bringing the former finance minister back to the country. And then the lawyer for the former, Mr. Davis, says they can hold placards for as long as they want. Nothing is going to change when it comes to the rule of law and all. I won't begin with you on this one, Mr. Dade. What you make of the whole thing? Was the carrying the placards and whatnot necessary at the U.S.
I
Embassy?
don't believe carrying placards will influence the U.S. government to change what they want to do. They have their own laws they are applying, they have their own rules they are applying, and for that matter, the demonstrations can shape opinion one way or the other. But with ICE and other things, I don't believe demonstrations will change. And from the way we have approached this kind of Reata matter, the OSP issuing threats, putting him on red alert, even when he hasn't even been charged with anything and all that, tells you that his lawyers can work hard and get something for him. As for we can't tell, But I don't believe the placards are going to change whatever is happening in
influence
court in the US.
anyway.
The judges will not just look at your placards here in Ghana, the US Embassy, or anywhere in the world in the US Embassy and say we want to bend our laws and twist and then change whatever is happening. If I were, I will say it again because I feel that's the strongest. That for me, unless Kenneth Uriata knows something I don't know, I would have picked my bag tomorrow and come and they will come, and there will be a huge legal battle here in Ghana. And even if it becomes political, he will get, there will be a huge political argument or strong fight.
You make your case, and then
you make your case and fight it.
Yeah.
And no matter what the government does, the government some of these things can make governments very unpopular, very, very unpopular. So I believe that if any government wants to remain good, they are enjoying a lot of goodwill from the people of Ghana. So many things are happening. And these kind of things, if you don't do it right, Ghanaians, we are very, very well-meaning people, and there are great thinkers in this country. That if the government is doing it wrong, they may lose a lot of credibility as a result of the way they will handle these cases. And therefore, I believe that if he comes, it will be a battle, but it will not be a walkover just like that. So he should think through it and see whether he can come back and come and fight here.
Yeah, so, Robert, your brief thoughts.
Yes, Jay, I think on this issue of the Arise Ghana picketing at the U.S. Embassy demanding the release of Ken to come and face trial in Ghana, I think they are only picking a leaf from Ken's own book.
You think so?
Yes. Well, in this country, Ken.
I know you're good. I know where you're going.
They're only picking a leaf from Ken's own book. You understand? His own booklet. Because, you see, he led demonstrations. He was part of the Occupy Flagstaff House demo. You understand? He was demanding accountability from John Mahama 1. You understand? Him accountable. That was his demand. Today, you are asked to come and account the same principle you espoused. Man, accountability. Today, when you are facing the same thing, then your people turn back to say that will lead to nowhere. You know what was happening? At that same time, this man, Gary Nimaku, and then this Ramadan or something, this he later became the deputy NADMO boss.
Original.
No. Was it Ramadan? Ramadan and Gary Nimaku, they were in court fighting for these ghost names, the alleged ghost names in our electoral register to be removed at the Supreme Court. That was in 2016. When Bawoya alleged that we had people from Togo and other places on our electoral register, they took the matter to court. Gary Nimaku and Ramadan.
Okay. So the picketing is right from their place.
And so at that time they were picketing, there were court processes going on. Did we say that the picketing will not have any effect on the court processes? So they are all legal means of exercising your feelings, your rights and other things. And so the fact that even there's a legal process going on does not stop anybody from taking this other legal means. And so the people are there demanding what Ken has always stood for. If indeed he really believed in what he was espousing, he was talking about accountability. They're asking you, come and account. You have been finance minister for this country for 7 good years plus. Come and answer some few questions regarding your stewardship. That is not asking too much. You understand? Yeah. And so if we will have to pick it at the embassy, and whether that will have an effect or not, that is not for Frank Davis to answer. His is to make sure that his client comes down to Ghana and face the charges that are being levied against him.
And the charges, you see, if we feel this Attorney General style, a lot of people have questioned. And the charges, couldn't we have presented it in court and trialed him in absentia, if anything like that? He's not here. He's not coming. He says, I'm not well. You tried to force him down. And he says, I'm not feeling well. Now ICE have him there. This ICE having him there, whatever the situation is, we could have still sent this case to court. And I like I said from the beginning, Kenneth Uriata is not just somebody who can hide under a table and that's it. So we could have been, if they believe they have a strong case, We could have, this case would have been in court
But
by
in
now.
order for us not to delve, and she spoke about a number of issues.
He asked a question. I told
Oh
you
yes, yes.
whether
Right,
they could not have presented
no, but because
the charges before court, even in his absence. Is that not it? Is that not the question?
Why are we
so
not
that he can
doing
be
You
charged
see,
at the best
the
side.
answer, the simple answer I can give him is that at the end of the day, you still come back to extradition, because we have gone through Sedinata on close one. We've gotten judgment against her.
Yeah, so she still has to come down.
And she's not there. She's not even here answering. Seven.
No, but she was here when the judgment was passed, right?
No.
Or just before.
Not just before.
Okay, the process started. She was here when the process
Here
started.
when it started. And then
Yes, then she absconded.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making
Yes.
is, at the end of the day, now we can
Extradition
sit here and say that Sedinam is a convicted felony or whatever. She's
Yeah,
run
felon,
away
yeah.
and we are chasing her.
Look,
That one we
after
can sit here and say
extradition
that.
request,
But just
it's
saying that
extradition request, whether
my
the
brother
person-
has
state
stolen my
needs you.
money, and for that matter, until he comes.
But you want the same process to apply to
Yeah,
him
we
as well,
can.
like,
No, we have
just-
done-
No,
that's
it
what
is
we-
the Attorney
we
General's
can.
discretion to decide whether he will
Don't-
go after him now to come and face the
Don't
charges,
apply
or he will go
discretion.
through the process and go after him
So
later.
is he after him now?
No,
or
assuming-
is that
but-
is-
but-
Assuming you go through the
people
charges,
awareness and feel
let me
perhaps
ask you.
it's taking
Look,
too
we
long.
know how we all politicize things here. Assuming you go through the court cases, you understand. Now you finish the case, you find him guilty. By the time you find him guilty, you're even the Attorney General or your government is not in power. Do you think people government will ever?
Even if your government is still
I
in
didn't
power
think that
and he
people will
comes
choose to
back
have
and he
him come
wants to
back.
fight it, he can fight
Who-
it. Your government can be in power still.
Look,
and he will still
we are.
fight it. That's the
NDC
point.
is more principled. Even this one, look. Do you know that it was the NDC government pushed for this extradition of Sedina? But if NPP comes to
No,
power
it's-
tomorrow,
it
do
may-
you
some
think
of
they will
this-
pursue and we have judgment down? Do you think they will pursue to have Ken extradited? back
You
to
see,
Ghana?
we have
They won't
cases.
do that.
Cases
So we have the power to
that
request for
the
extradition.
government
Let's
had
do it now.
the government had pardoned people who are actually convicted and are in jail.
That is a
have
power,
been
and
pardoned.
every government has it.
Exactly. That's the point I am making.
Yeah.
So even if the whole case runs its course within your term, and you say, God forbid, but you say Ken Oforiatta is incarcerated for whatever reasons, and he's there. And as you are saying, his government comes to power tomorrow and wakes up and says, all the people who owe Ghana, you have filed nolle prosequi, and nobody can say
and it's
anything.
also-
And you are telling me it's the president's right. Nobody can. You will
Time
free
won't permit us to
Ken
delve
Oforiatta
too
anyway.
much into that. We've spoken a bit about this matter, so we have
Let's
to
bring
move on. We have to
progress.
move on. You can still join the conversation on our WhatsApp line 055-556-1034 just to share your thoughts with us as well. So from the former finance minister, moving on to the minister of Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, they had their turn at the accountability stage. They spoke about exports, a pricing up. You know, sometimes people, you need a pricing platform that will allow prices to be uniform across board. Here is the video, the minister speaking.
Government is going to support the private sector to establish 3 big garment factories. And we seek to employ, at the long run, 27,000 people with these garments factory. And so the outlook is good. Garment factory is one industry that employs a lot of people. The beauty is the fact that you don't have to learn for 3 months, 5 months before you start work. It is that industry that trains you for 4 weeks and you already have a job. And so this is good because of the division of labor and specialization. If your work is just doing collar, we can train you to make a collar within a month. You start sewing, just joining and all of that. And so we hope that that industry will create a lot of jobs. The beauty is the fact that, again, in the garment factory, it employs all categories of people: university graduates, diploma holders, and people who have not even gone to school at all. Because you see, when it comes to sewing, some people are 2 million pineapple suckers, adding 1,512 tons and 84 acres of available pineapple land for pineapple production, and 5.4 tons of planting gel to strengthen coconut cultivation. This enhance productivity and drive export growth.
The minister said 91 SM.
Yes, so the minister there, speaking about a number of initiatives that the Trade Ministry is doing, the fact that they are going to create garment factories, create 27,000 jobs, and also they are backing the private sector to establish that, and the fact that you don't really need to have a skill to perform in this industry. Once you have the talent, you'll be able to have a job that can cater for you as well. And some of the things she also spoke about is a price comparison app that will, as part of efforts to improve market accountability and protect consumers from arbitrary pricing. And she spoke about the exports as well. And so I'd like to begin with you, Honorable Alasan, what you make of this.
In fact, I think she's speaking from the budget. If you read the budget that was presented for 2026, it has these factories, and that is a sector that she heads. And this is a minister who, since she took over power, you can see that she's consistently on the. In fact, she's visited a lot of industries. She's not an armchair kind of minister. She walks to the places and she makes sure that she's part of the deliverables. And yesterday was one session she had to brief Ghanaians on this issue. And she does the consistency. In the budget, the NDC government, the government has planned to establish some garment factories. And this message was specifically on that. And one, our cotton industry is almost dead. Our cotton farming is non-existent. In fact, in my constituency, growing up, I used to follow my parents. I used to follow my relatives to cotton farms. Today, if you ask me to locate one cotton farm in the entire India, I won't be able to tell you. I don't know where it is. Yes, we don't have it. And so it's like, because there's no industry, you understand, to offtake from these farmers, there's no motivation to go into cotton farm, because who would buy it?
They weren't able to export it initially?
No, these are local farmers. This is local farmers. When starts here, down south here, can't have that structure. But he doesn't have the capacity to export. The government, he does it because there are government agencies that can easily come and take those things from there. Today, there's nothing like that. And so no farmer is motivated to go into cotton farm as we speak. And so when you have the garment industry revived, then it goes back to the farmers now, because the farmers produce what they see as things that can easily be taken. You understand? Things that are in demand. If the garment industry is well revived, it means that the demand for cotton will come up, and no one will tell the farmers to go back into the cotton farming. And so and that's why she's saying that this industry will not only take care of the educated. You understand? It will go down to even the farmers, their children, and even the value out. And then even in the same delivery yesterday, you heard her talk about the revival of our 5 other industries: Akosombo industry, Volta Star, and some tomato factory in the Upper East, and about 5 of or so. And so the Trade and Industry Ministry is one ministry that is very committed. In fact, the first year was just for the laying of the foundation. And so if you looked at the budget was heavy on the creation of industries, and I have no doubt. The other side, part of the presentation was to do with the creation of the pricing app.
Yes.
Well, I it's fascinating to hear it, but I want to see how that works, because it's just an app. So maybe the pricing app will only provide a platform for people to see across board what the prices of goods
look like. If you want to buy cement,
yeah,
you know
so
that
you
from
can
here.
easily see it.
Yeah.
So it's visible. So it's just the visibility that it will promote. You understand? So it makes the pricing known to all. So you are not easily cheated.
Yeah. So you go
Otherwise,
to where you want to go.
She was clear, and it's clear. It will be difficult to regulate prices. And even yesterday, I had a lengthy chat with somebody, a voter, who was telling me that why. And look, she was so unapologetic. She said, they appreciate that the NDC government is doing very well. It has managed to keep prices low, and it has managed to bring down even prices. But the commodity they still buy, the item they still buy at the market, the prices are still the same. And so we should not say that our system does not exist for products in the market. But every government understands that this is dangerous. It's a dangerous path to tread. Because when you do that, what you do is that you encourage hoarding of goods, of products. The person would now say that, okay, I want to sell my product at 100 Ghana cedis per unit. Government says I should sell it at 60 Ghana cedis. Oh, then I better don't bring it up. You don't bring yours to the market. I don't bring mine. NS doesn't bring his to the market. Now there's shortage.
That kind of.
Now the shortage ends up driving, because anytime there's a shortage, there's higher demand. Is that not it?
Yeah.
And so the prices would naturally go up. And so
to meet that supply that they've
you understand? So
yeah.
the person now sit down, and then because of the shortage, prices now go up. And then the person now says, okay, now the price is up. The government has to even pull out. And so there's no incentive for any government to do that. But if it's just an app, I think it's a great novelty, which means that if I'm here today, if I want to go in for this item, I can get onto the app and see how much that item costs. Mind you, the prices are different across board. But even sometimes depending on your geographical location.
Yeah.
I remember last year we had a situation where from the north you could see a bag of maize going for 850, 900 Ghana cedis. But in the south here, down here, it was going for almost 1,600 Ghana cedis. So huge disparity.
Yeah.
And so even though, but that same person will be guided. He can tell that, okay, if in Accra here, they are selling maize at 1,600 per bag and I can get it for 800, then I'll get somebody to get it for me, even if it costs me 1,000 Ghana cedis to get it to you.
Yeah, it's like it's still worth. It's like
you understand.
The price.
So the pricing app is a great initiative. It's just to inform people and get them more alert on the prices so that they are not cheated.
You can make informed choices and all that. Yes. Ernest, what's your there's like we're talking jobs for people, 27,000 jobs. They are bringing in garment factories. They also want to revive, and then a pricing up that consumers can look at and be like, you know what, I may not buy from this person, I might buy for this other person. What do you make of the minister's comment?
Let me start from the pricing app.
All
Just
right.
creating an app may not change much. Let's now decide to apply this principle of arbitrage where I'll go and take it from a lower price area and bring it to a higher price area to come and sell. But this thing, our market women are doing it perfectly. It may only advise the final consumer on where to buy what. And that's how I am seeing it. But I don't believe it will force any price down. The only thing that will push prices down, what he just said is why I'm saying this. The only thing that will put prices down is when government products and services are looked at and the pricing looked at properly. We are expecting that, yes, dollar had come down, other things had come down, and for that matter, the prices of certain goods and services must drop automatically. But you end up realizing that if I am producing, then it's difficult to reduce prices. Do you know why? Dollar had come down, so it's going to affect whatever imports, whether raw materials or any other thing I'm using in my service and my work. Maybe by extension, fuel had come down, so transportation and other things for the company had gone down. But electricity has shot up heavily. And these are the things that take the bigger chunk of your production is electricity, and in some cases water for those who use water. But as for electricity, it cuts across. So you are making savings on the dollar that had come down, but you are getting some 30% there, about 28, 30% increase in your electricity. By the time you zero it out, you have taken off whatever gains you have made. And therefore, if the government is convincing the ordinary Ghanaian that dollar had gone down, inflation had dropped as low as 5% and all that, and fuel prices automatically had come down, then why are the government services going up? And that's the question, that's the problem. So they should look at that area, because if ECG goes down, then cost of production will be heavily affected. And all the people using electricity to do whatever work they do, it will positively impact them. And he mentioned something that promotes hoarding. The Bank of Ghana says dollar is 10.99, but I bought dollar yesterday. Yes, you will not get it from the bank. The bank gave me a rate of, I think, 11.24 from the bank. That when I asked, that's the rate I got. But I didn't get the dollar to buy, so I had to call Abochi. And Abochi brought the dollar at 12, I think 12.05 or something. So the point I'm making is, this is what promotes hoarding. if the importer gets dollar at 12.05, the Bank of Ghana is saying 10.99, and you are putting pressure on the importer or the businessman to leave by 10.99 when the actual cost of the dollar to him that he used to import is 12.05. When the product is there and you force him, you put a price there that this thing should be sold.
Lead to the holding.
And you try to do it only to the highest bidder,
Create
or
a fake
whoever
demand,
is
yeah.
ready to pay that extra or that difference. Whoever is ready to pay is the one who gets it. And when they started this dollar thing, I was on one show, and this was one of the arguments I made then, that this is what brought hoarding in the olden days that led to this Kalabule stuff, because the actual price of the product that the people are getting into the country is higher than what the government is telling the public is the actual costs.
So when it comes to perhaps cement production, and then you go onto this app and it tells you if you buy cement here, this how much it is. If you go here, this how much it is.
Yes, so let's say that's what the app is doing.
Help. Yeah.
But assume that I am buying cement in Adenta for, let's say, 100 cedis, and the app is telling me that cement in Kaswa or Cape Coast is, let's say, a little lower. But you will look at the cost of transporting the cement, because if you are not taking it from the factory where they have a price stabilization kind of thing, then you will have to transport it, and the transport will build it back to the 100 cedis. Then why would I want to do that? So what I'm saying is, for the country, whatever is good, look, things are happening, and I won't sit here and pretend those good things are not happening. Yeah, things are happening. So, to the extent that yesterday I was compelled to say, oh, this dollar thing is working for the country. In 2023, I bought my car car is still 48,000 euros. But yesterday, I went there and the calculation had reduced the thing by over 400,000.
Okay.
An ordinary person walking the streets who wants to buy a car is saving up to close to 400,000. That's the number I had. But if that is for the middle class upper, what about the woman who is buying tomatoes on the market, whose tomatoes, the price is increasing, and water, the bottled water in 2024, December, you are buying it for 3 cedis, and now they are selling it at the same place for 5 cedis. Then the disparity is showing. So the rich are getting richer, the poor will be poorer, because the person who is buying the dollar and buying the car is benefiting big time.
Okay.
You are buying fuel into your car, and the fuel had gone down, so you are benefiting, and the trotro man has increased. So that's the point. So the ordinary people who are in the majority, they are the people who are not actually receiving the benefit. And those are the things I am expecting government to be looking at, that area. We are going to create factories, or we said we are going to do the garments factories and all that.
Create
I am a 100% person against this. Look, I'll explain.
Why is that?
We said we are building affordable houses. Calculate how much one Sagleme building will cost. It is twice the one which is not affordable. You calculate. And other government facilities, if we actually gave that money to, let's say, Grida or any of the private sector players, that small money you will give to them, let's say government says you are the industry players, we have seen your track record and all that, we'll give everybody, let's say, $10 million to expand housing in Ghana. You will see the effect. But look at how many years it has taken, and a lot of the President Kufuor era affordable housing are still in the bush.
Do you think it will affect the completion of these factories as well?
For me, yes. Okay. For me, support the private sector. Give them the resources they need. And the private sector, the money you will give them, they will try and pay back. Even if there will be losses, the losses will be way, 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 way less than if the government is going into them. This is what will bring us this corruption. And in 4 years' time, MPP comes to power. Oh, in 3 years, MPP will be in power. And when MPP comes to power in 3 years, it becomes a political ping-pong. It becomes a political ping-pong where everybody will be playing the ping-pong. This one plays it here, that one plays it there, and it ends nowhere. So that the point I'm making is, it's a good idea to have the industries, but the method, the way we are going to do it is what I have an issue that Ghana government is going to look for some loan from somewhere and come and throw that loan into.
Okay. So while the minister was at the accountability series as well, she mentioned the fact that some people are calling for clamping down on foreign businesses. As locals continue to front of foreign operators. I think this issue a lot of people are still contending with.
You see, that space is regulated by the GIPC. So if you look at the GIPC Act, it talks about areas that foreigners cannot operate in terms of our market space. For instance, they can't go into this transport business unless they have a minimum of some quantity of vehicles. You understand? And it has a minimum capital requirement for foreigners to participate around 1 million Ghana cedis. And in area, for instance, the printing of these recharge cars, the telephone, the recharge cars, these shops that they run. Except that the difficulty we have today is that, like she rightly said, I come in, I'm a Chinese, a Nigerian. If you say the law says I shouldn't do, all I have to do is to
go and get a Ghanaian.
And that Ghanaian is already sitting idle. He doesn't have anything to do. All I have to do is to let him front. Except that they come in and then they marry or they take their Ghanaian girlfriends or if you like Ghanaian boyfriends. You understand? And they use them to run these businesses. And it's difficult to track. And it's all because our data keeping is poor. But we don't track anything. Look, in other jurisdictions, and look, and there are instances you find out later that the person was fronting for this. What have you done with that person? What offense? What charges have you brought? You see, we don't punish for some of these wrongs. People have been fronting for people. Are we saying that for all this year we have not even found any person culpable? And what have we done to the person? And so it's all part of the enforcement. If there is no deterrence, if no one has ever been held accountable, if no one has ever been punished for helping people to flout our laws, then it is an incentive for people.
It's like nothing is happening.
So
let me just continue.
The enforcement should also come in to look at what have we done to people who have been found culpable in this space. Once you punish 1, 2, 3 people, it will send shivers across, and people will be more careful. But as long as right now, I don't even think you need to even worry. You just come and run your business. Nobody even comes to ask you any question. Nobody even comes to know whether you have complied with the laws and all those stuff. But in other countries, you don't get it like that.
Isn't that a dangerous situation?
I was going to.
Isn't that a dangerous situation where perhaps the local traders, also actually Ghanaians, see that a foreign person is fronting, like a Ghanaian is fronting for a foreign company, and perhaps they may attack that business?
Today, go and say you want to attack or you are going to close down those shops. It is the same Ghanaian businesses that they operate with. Who will protect them? The same people they are in the market with. Because now they have become like a society, one family.
Like a cooperative.
And now like they take from each other. This Nigerian comes, once he has set up his business, and one thing I like about the foreigners is that they don't have too much appetite for profit. To me, I think our Ghanaian businessmen and women, our traders, their appetite for profit is so high. And so when these foreigners come in and they just put some small margin on their wares, you see that they can get the market. And so to me, sometimes it's also their presence too may not necessarily be bad. You understand?
Yeah.
Because their presence too is also meant to correct some of these things. So that the Ghanaian person will also say that, hey, Jenny, if this my neighbor is selling this at 110 cedis and I want to sell it at 150 cedis,
then you wise up.
I have to wise up, otherwise you get all the market for me. So they're also helping to correct some of these excesses. I was just going to respond to something that Senior said regarding. No, it's not super because it's a good call he made about the government services rising when actually things are supposed to be falling. Walks into a situation we can't do anything about.
That's not.
No, you answer. I have not even said anything. So now you know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going.
You know where I'm going. It means that you are aware.
So let's find out where
we
we
have
are.
all been into this. The NDC government came and inherited the IMF program. You signed the IMF program, and you signed that each quarter the utility tariffs must go up. They must be reviewed upward. Each quarter is mandatory in the IMF program.
Okay.
Now we have inherited the entire program.
Right.
And you are saying that at the end of the year, we should do major adjustment. So not until we are off the IMF program. Right. There's nothing there in this government. And it's not John Mahama and his government who are doing this to Ghanaians.
Because I wanted,
we have been left
I'll
that
tell you why.
I want to take NS's view on the fact that some Ghanaians front for these foreign companies.
I'll
Before
take
we
that.
go,
I'll end with this.
want-
But
you
as for
you
Ghanaians,
have
as for
approximately 2
Ghanaians
minutes.
fronting, a lot of the people see it as an employment
opportunity.
The guy is here. He doesn't have the capital. He knows he's at Abosoka and he's doing Goro Boy. Then some Chinese man comes with his capital and everything. He wants to also accept it. As for me, that's what I think. So the fronting, we should rather, I'm always looking at the bigger picture. Let's rather look at how we are going to be able to provide capital, quote and unquote, cheaper capital. To our people, so that if I want to sell, I wouldn't have to wait for a Chinese man to bring capital, and I will go and sit at Mokola, and then it is the Chinese man's goods who are coming, and the Chinese guys who are bringing these goods into the country. They bring it in large quantities and they are giving it in wholesale to our people. But our man cannot even pay for the shop where the goods are. Some people have the shops. They don't have the capital to bring the goods. So this fronting thing becomes a little dicey. I see it as an opportunity for you to get the goods and sell and all that, even though it is flouting some of our laws. So let's look at the laws and see how we can do right by our own people. Get them the capital and let them work and pay back, instead of investing so much money into these government sector agencies that at the end of the day will make losses and we will come back and be talking about corruption. But that notwithstanding, I will quickly, the case of that food I bought from the Accra Mall in a shop. It's not good news, so I won't mention the name of it. I went to the Nigerian boys at Tiptoe Lane. And I bought it for 60 cedis. Better case. If it were here, I will show it to you.
So, let's
it's exactly what you said. I'm corroborating what you said, that they are putting coins on it.
Let's read a few of the messages. This one says, I have problems with the. I stay in my community for years. Okay, I think this was from yesterday. Yes. Good morning, GTV Ghana. Thank you for your good work. Skin of your case. It's a big challenge. Reading the Strapadia blueprint tells Ghanaians what the party wants, how to become rich, take control over everything the country have, and it continues on and shares the documents. And this one says, my little contribution. And then this one says, good evening, GTV. Boko is hot since 8 p.m. this evening up to now with heavy gunshots. Please kindly let Accra hear our cry. This one is coming from Alhaji Musa Ibn Al-Hassan, telling us about the situation in Boko. This one is praying for us, I believe. Trying to get the message here as well. And this one is coming from Patriotic Soldier. He says, good morning to you and your guest. I'm Jonah from Pipira in the Tampane district of the Upper East region of Ghana. Why is Ofriatas everyone's headache? Laws in Ghana are not working. It's just there for fashion. As a serious country, they should have been putting mechanisms and measures to curb these mismanagement cases for it not to occur in the future. The price comparison app is dead on arrival. Let's see how it goes. And that's the opinion of Patriotic Soldier. And at this point, we come to the end of our segment. I would like to thank my guest for this morning, Honorable Abdul Fattah Al-Hassan, who is a member of Parliament for END, and Sadade, who is a member of the communications team for the MPP. We were expecting Bernard Mona, but he couldn't join us at the table. But you had your messages read to you as well. So that's our conversation when it comes to headlines. We'll be back with more on GTV Breakfast. Stay with us.
Flow, Keystone, Akoboa, gifted too.